Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a review showcasing a few pads that have recently hit the market. Two of them are really good and they are going to be the focus of this video. I do just want to showcase this pad. This is a collab that I did with Conrady and Nacho Customs and Pulsar. This is our design, our concept on the Pulsar Superglide. It is going to be in the 490 by 420 variant, which is the XL. I personally think that the pad looks absolutely stunning in person, and I hope when this limited run hits the market, hopefully you guys have an opportunity to snag one and feel the same way. But it is called Polarity, and it is a design kind of showcasing that we all go through bad times, and inevitably we all have good times. You just have to have the strength represented by the koi fish to power through the bad, and eventually those lotus flowers circle back to the light side. So that was the idea behind the concept. I hope you guys kind of get it and understand it. But I am very excited for you guys to have the opportunity to pick this up in the near future. With that in mind, I do want to cut into the two pads that are the focus of this review, and that is going to be the Freefall pad as well as the Puretrak P-51. Let's get into it. The first pad I want to get into is the Freefall pad. I ordered this pad directly from their website, freefall.gg. This is a company that I don't have enough background history or knowledge with to kind of guide you guys in terms of their customer service, their support. All I can say is I ordered this pad. It got to me in a few days. It came flat packed, and out of the box, I had no build quality or build integrity concerns of this particular surface. The stitching looks beautiful. It is pretty even to the pad, maybe slightly under, but the lip of the stitching itself does kind of feel like it is a little bit raised from the surface. It is very thin, though, around the pad, looks very good. And the unique thing about this particular pad is the base. It is a silicone blend. This is the first time I've seen something like this on a mouse pad, and it performs very good when you have a desktop that is a hard surface, something that's not like a cloth. If you put this over another cloth pad, I don't know if it will perform the same. I'm assuming it will not. But on my Quartz desktop, this thing does not budge whatsoever. So a very good base, very unique base, and I do like to see that. With that base and this particular surface, it is a very hard surface. It almost mimics like a hard plastic pad. But a little bit more comfortable in the sense that you can tell, obviously, you're not resting your hand on a glass pad or a plastic pad. Again, a little bit abrasive, though. So if you don't like that and you want that extra plushiness in your surface, in your mouse pad, there are a lot of other Aqua Control 2 type variants or belugas, something kind of reminiscent to the Padsmith First War. The Agile Shop marble pad, that's kind of the direction that this pad shifts into. But you can tell the surface is a little bit different, feels a little bit different to the skin and to the hand, and performs a little bit different as well. Kinetic friction is low. This thing will really get your mouse moving. It feels very fast, which I enjoy. But I never feel sloppy. I never feel out of control like the Hayate Atsu or the Razor Strider. It is something that kind of maintains a good level of control for you to never feel a little too wiggly, which can happen to me even when I am not consistent with the time that I'm putting into a particular game. I haven't really been consistent with Apex recently. So on glass pads, I get a little bit of wiggle. But overall, a very good pad that remains very consistent, very speedy pad again, that does pick up a little bit of control when you start to move rather slow, but still even static friction feels more on the balance side with a tick towards speed. And I think that's really my only kind of big gripe with this pad is the way it's advertised. This is not an extreme control pad. They literally have on the website, extreme control. Extreme control is something like a GSR, something like a Rouge from Zowie. This is not that. This is the polar opposite. This has no tug when you're moving side to side. This does not give you extra added control to your mouse movements. It's just a really good feeling, speedy hybrid surface, one that I'll definitely recommend. Again, my real only gripe with it is the way that it was advertised. So I definitely give this pad my recommendation. I think the color is beautiful. The little decal here on the bottom right, actually, when you move your mouse over it, it does not feel different than the pad itself. Stitching looks great. Base performs great. All in all, for $35, an extremely good pad, one that I definitely recommend. I definitely want to share my experience with you guys on the Puretrak P-51. Puretrak is a company that's definitely been in the mousepad market for a very long time. I think they've outdone themselves with the P-51. The colors, the feel, and just the overall quality of the pad are all extremely S tier. This is something that feels speed-wise kind of along the lines of a Lethal Saturn Pro, and the quality definitely compares to a Lethal Saturn Pro as well. The main difference between this and a Lethal Saturn Pro is the feel of the actual fabric itself. The Lethal Saturn feeling more like a typical cloth pad and a little bit grainier, whereas the P-51 feels very smooth, something very similar to Pulsar's ES2, but a little bit different in terms of how it feels for vertical strides. The ES2 in my Bruce Lee edition feels actually quite grainy on vertical movements on my skin, whereas the P-51 definitely has a different X and Y feel, but just not nearly as grainy as the ES2. And again, the thickness is a little bit more on the P-51, and it just feels more comfortable and a little bit more along the lines of that Saturn Pro feel to the actual cushioning itself. So they did extremely good with this particular pad, and I think it's a really safe recommendation for anybody looking for a new mouse pad because it just has a really perfect balance of speed. It is very balanced for static movements and very balanced for kinetic movements. It's nothing that ever feels too fast. It's nothing that feels too slow. I would put it right down the middle, kind of like the Saturn Pro, and it just works extremely well in game. I performed great with it, and I think a lot of people are going to put this at the top of their list for a cloth pad in 2023. I think a lot of people are going to love it, and the color again looks absolutely beautiful. And the base of the pad is definitely S tier as well. It is along the lines of the ES2 again, that alpha sol base that just sticks to your desk. You literally have to peel it like a band-aid off your skin. Extremely nice and will not move at all. So guys, finally some cool new mouse pads in 2023. I think we're starting off pretty damn solid. We've had a lot of good glass pads. I'm definitely happy that we're starting to see a bit more of a variety hitting the market in terms of new pads for cloth and hybrid variants as well. Again, I recommend both the Freefall pad as well as the Puretrak P-51. I think a lot of people are going to be happy with either one, depending on if you're liking that hybrid feel, that abrasive feeling speed pad, or something along the lines of very smooth with that cushioning, something along the lines of the speed of a Saturn Pro. I cannot wait to start sharing some more details about this Pulsar collab that we have on our design. Hopefully we are able to get this to you guys very soon. But again, it's going to be a limited run. So make sure you guys keep your eyes on this. I'm definitely going to be running with this on stream. So if you guys want to check it out, swing by. I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace.